Today marks 1196 days since I've learned. I'm continuing to learn with all of you. My hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today, I speak about restarting. Restarting something new. I think that sometimes we need to understand that when you do something and then you go to a different path and you try new things, because that's what successful people do. They start, they pivot, they improve, they really going after things that could potentially fail. So when you fail and you need to restart things, maybe something that you did in the past and you need to really go back because there's something adversity, challenge that moved you a different direction, but now you need to go back to the same path that you used to be in the past. So what do you do? How do you start good things? It might be that you used to do a very good health habit, but then you left it, and now you need to go back to that healthy habit. So what do we need to do when you go back to the right path? When you restart it, what will happen in those? So we'll share like 10 small things that we need to consider when we restarting something in our life. So number one, I think it's fear of unknown. Because even though that you used to do that in the past, but maybe things a little bit changed. So maybe now you feel comfortable in that uncomfortable position. So it means that what it means that sometimes we get so comfortable being uncomfortable in the sense that we being comfortable with the pain. We are comfortable with hurt. We keep being comfortable with negative emotion. And that's just it's a bad comfort. It's a bad comfort. So it means that going back to the right way, that means you're going back to the right. Sometimes feel that is unknown. You have no idea how it will be to go back to where it used to be. So fear unknown is sometimes that is what is holding you back. Actually going to the things that is right for you. I think that is the most interesting and bizarre thing that we as people sometimes we know that what is good for us, but we don't know how that exact will look like, and we fear of unknown, and we stay in that struggle, we stay in that pain, in that uncomfort too long, and not moving to actually the path that you really could help. How about you? I think that's something that is holding us back is letting go of the past. So it means that sometimes that sunk cost is that we really pursue that path, that new path. And we invested so much time, so much energy, so much effort, and it's hard to let go of that. And sometimes we need to really say that I'm letting go of everything, failure, successes, disappointments, everything, achievement, everything letting go. I'm moving back into the right thing. So getting up with the past one, maybe in the past what happened, it doesn't matter what you invested right now. Really going to the things that you like, and you know that restarting for the right reasons. When you're restarting for the right reasons, it doesn't matter what happened in the past. Number three is self-doubt and insecurity. I think that this is a lot of times comes into the question: do I make a right choice? Am I making a right choice by this? I'm making a right choice to go back into the things that I used to do. And this is common. Every single person questions because every single person is imposter in one way or another. One is just massive, some is smaller. But I think every single person has a question: do I make a right choice? And that's insecurities, that self doubts is one thing that is really prolonged to going back to the right choice. The procrastination on making that choice because we have a doubt and staying too much. Sometimes people say 1, 2, 5 years, decades in our own place because of the self doubt and asking, am I making the right choice? But not making a choice is making a choice, making a choice to stay where we're at. And when you make that perspective, you understand that, and that perspective, when you do not make a choice, you already made a choice to really keep procrastinating. This is a choice that you make. Number four is losing comfort and stability. And I mentioned that, and I think that this is again this is unknown, and comfort stability is exactly the same wrong because you lose the comfort of being something that you already know, what is comfortable. You know exactly how you wake up, what you do, the step by step. Now you need to really take yourself out of that step by step and move in something that you really rebuild. And that means that you will lose stability and comfort. And of course, that will lead to a lot of anxiety and stress. You need to be okay with that, those negative emotions, while you're really moving from comfortable but painful to really uncomfortable but the right thing for you and stable. Number five is rebuilding from scratch. It's interesting that a lot of times when you're really going back and restarting something that used to be in the past, what we used to do in the past, we used to be like pretty great, maybe good, maybe amazing, and we move to something else. Now, when we build going to something that you used to do in the past, it might be that we'll need to rebuild ourselves almost from scratch, and this is again challenge on our ego. I used to be a professional. I was this and this. I this and this. I was able to achieve this and this, and now you go and say, I'm not able to do those things anymore. I need to rebuild foundational things, and on those foundations, I will be able to complex things. But starting from scratch will be a challenge. Number six, I think that dealing with judgment. I think that this is again one of the main things why people don't go back. That is actually the right thing because they're afraid of judgment. The main thing is that they used to be great, but now will not be able to grade. And that's again judgment because people that used to be lower than them now will be potentially better than them. So being able to really have that understanding that this is just part of the journey. So not comparing yourself with others and really dealing with judgments when other people said, "Oh, you already pursued this path. Why are you going back to the other path?" They don't know who you are and what's your vision potentially, and that's all fine. So being able to really start small and not afraid of their judgment. Now, you will get judgment. Like I think that it could be nice to say that you will not get judgment. No, like if you have certain type of people, there will be a massive judgment, and most likely there will be a one person specifically will be very judging, and that is person in the mirror, because he will be judging every aspect of your actions. So we need to be very very careful, and we need to be more compassionate to ourselves. Number seven, finding motivation and energy. Finding motivation and energy will be very important. As I said, you will need to rebuild. Sometimes it's harder to rebuild than really build from scratch. Now, when you have that memory, of course, it'll be faster to rebuild. But rebuilding, again, when you're rebuilding, you know that you've already been there. You've already done that. You're already good at it. So that means that finding motivation and energy to rebuild was already there. Sometimes it's harder. So we need to really find really way to really sustain that energy, sustain motivation, just to make sure that sustain discipline, just to make sure that we're actually able to develop and to rebuild. And after we're ready to build it where we used to be, now we need to understand that this is just will be the foundation now. This will be the stepping stone to the massive things down the road. Number eight, it might be this financial and some kind of practical change. It might be that now you used to be making a certain amount of money, like 5, 10, depending, it doesn't matter what it is. And now you need to cut maybe 20%, maybe 50% of your paycheck because of you moving backwards, theoretically. But need to really cut your paycheck and being like, how I will be able to really manage that? Because for a short period, it might be that it will need to have a pay cut, but I think that pay cut makes sense a lot of times when you really have that pay cut in a career that has a ceiling, and now you go moving into a career that is no ceiling whatsoever. So in the long run, you will win, but in short term, it might be there will be some kind of practical financial challenge that we need to understand. Number nine is patience with progress. I think this is again one of the key aspects when you're really going to restart something that is important to you, restart career, restart habits, restart patterns. That we'll need to have patience in progress with the progress. I really one of my favorite things is that you need to be aggressive with your actions and patient with results. Aggressive with your action and patient results. So patient with your progress because it will take time to get back to your level. I used to do sports at all time. Like I always know that when I come back after a break, it will require about 2 months, around 2 months, to get back into the shape that it used to be. And that's quite a lot of time. 2 months to get back into shape, and then after those 2 months, you're able to really make sure that you're able to get to another level. The last one, number 10, is really trusting the process. I think that we need to just trust and understand that this is the path that you really need. trust if you really know the foundational things that you need to do, and then just do the things and trust that it will work out. Because a lot of times I really love that Simon Sinek training is that a lot of times we quit because in the gym is the same thing. You go to a gym, you come back and you see nothing. You go to a gym, you come back, you see nothing. You go to a gym and you come back and see nothing. And at some point, things start to shift. Things start to change. Things start to be not noticing. But that's why you need to trust the process and do the right things. And at some point, we will break through and you'll get results that you're looking for. So what are you sure about this? Now, maybe there is something that you need to restart in your life. Maybe not career. Maybe something else. Maybe relationships. What do you need to restart right now? Because I think that sometimes we quit on the right things. And asking you, what do I used to do in the past? Maybe there's something that I need to bring back from the past that was right for me. And of course, if you want to do that, you need to look into our plate and say again, what is in my plate? With the things that all the things that I do. What I need to remove. A majority of things might be add too many things. I add things and I need to always remove it. I think every single person, every 3, 6 months, every month, we need to look at what is in our schedule and remove things that doesn't add value to our future. And when we remove things, it might be that it's removed by action something that is actually good for us. And that moment, say like, what do you need to be restart? And those 10 things that I shared is the things that you need to consider to do a restarting something that is good for us. So I hope you just went and see you tomorrow.